What's up YouTube? It is your boy Darriusofficiall and I am back with another YouTube video. Y'all, if y'all gonna hear me sniffling a little bit and I sound a little congested, but I don't know what's going on with my nose right now. I think it's because of my cat, but then again I live with my cat and he ain't been fucking with me this long, so I don't know. Point is, I said all that to say I don't have COVID. Anyway, what's up Daredevils? How y'all doing? And for anybody new to my channel, welcome. I am Darrius and I hope that you enjoy this video. Make sure you subscribe. You know, my bills need to be paid. Don't skip that ad. Yeah, no, I'm just playing. Anyway, as y'all can see from the title below, this story time is about the time that I was dating this boy that was a girl, but I don't know still, but I think that it was a girl. I'm almost pretty sure it was a girl. I just don't know. I'm still a little confused, but I'm about to tell y'all the story. Y'all about to see why I think that it's a girl, and y'all gonna be like, oh, makes sense. Yeah. All right, so boom, about a year ago, maybe like a year ago, almost, it was some months ago, but almost a year ago, I met this guy off of Instagram. Not gonna lie, I met a guy off Instagram. He's been following me for like the longest, as so he say, and it was just like, you know, he seemed like cool people. So we started off texting on Instagram. We was texting for maybe like 2 weeks, and then it was kind of like on and off. Like, you know how you text somebody, but then somebody don't respond for a day, and then you just don't hear from them. Then you post a story, and they swipe up on it. Now, also, y'all know I don't use names because, you know, people, they like to, oh, you've been talking about me in your videos. Why would you say that? And, you know, I ain't trying to do all that. So anyway, I'm gonna name the boy Alex. It's kind of funny because it's kind of close to his name, but it's not close to his name. It's just like one of those names. It's like, anyway, so we was texting on and off on Instagram, and then one day we was just texting a whole day, and then went to like texting 2 whole days on Instagram, and then he just ended up asking for my number and was like, you want to FaceTime, blah blah blah. I'm like, sure. So now I noticed a lot of things, but I didn't notice them in the moment, if you see what I mean. Like, I noticed he would do certain things that would be a little bit iffy, right? So we FaceTime for the first time, and I noticed like he's the one who wanted me to FaceTime him, but he wouldn't show his full face in the camera. It was weird. But then again, I also thought that, oh, maybe he's not fully out of the closet. Maybe he just, you know, maybe this is something new to him, blah blah blah. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so I would notice that he wouldn't show his full face. I'm like, all right. Then we would text. He seemed very cool throughout the text, blah blah blah. So maybe like a few days went on from then, or however long it was, and he ended up asking could he see me, and I was like, sure. I was like, you want to come here? We could just like sit outside in the car and talk. Or, by the way, I wasn't staying here in my apartment. I was staying with my mom at the time. And he was like, no, we don't have to sit in the car. He was like, you could come back to my place. I was like, wait, you live alone? And he was like, oh, no. I'm like, so, I'm like, who do you live with? And he's like, my grandma. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't know. Yeah, I don't want to be, no. My first meeting, I don't want to be with your grandma. Like, what? Wait. So he's like, well, I did just book an Airbnb. I wasn't planning on going back to it tonight though, but if you wanted to, we could. And then I'm thinking like, the fuck is you booking an Airbnb for? Who was you with? And he talking about something, he booked it because some of his friends came back from school and they just wanted to kick it, and he didn't want to do it at the grandma's house because the grandma don't like loud noises and blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, whatever. By the way, he was a year younger than me, so I want to say I was 20 at the time and he was 19. Yeah, okay, back to the story. So anyway, he ended up sending me the address, and he was just like, yeah, you can come here, this is the Airbnb. So I'm like, okay. So I end up meeting him there at the Airbnb because he wasn't there. He wasn't there at all. I just had to meet him. So actually, I'll take that back. I had to meet him at his grandmother's house, but like across the street down the block at his grandma's house. And then he came and got me from my car, and then we drove to the Airbnb, which was maybe like, it was like a 15-minute ride. He had a nice car, you know, first meeting. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. He was fine. That man, okay, I don't know if it's a girl or boy. I'm gonna just say boy for now. That man was fine. Fine is why I don't care what you are. I'm gonna say it. You fine. You could be a dinosaur. That man was fine. Like, for real. Anyway, we driving and driving. It's a little awkward in the car because like I could kind of tell like he was shy, but I was too. So we make it to the Airbnb and we get there. And now this is my first time seeing him actually like full body in person, because when he picked me up, he didn't have to get out the car. I just had to get out my car. So when we got to the Airbnb, Airbnb and he stepped out, I'm like, okay, like he had on like not baggy clothes, but like they wasn't like fitted, like, you know what I mean? whatever. Anyway, we go into the Airbnb and we're sitting there chilling, watching Truth or Dare, the little scary movie. And I'm trying to make conversation with him as we sitting down. And you know, him talking, I kind of noticed like his voice is like, first off, his voice was really deep. Like it was like excessively deep, like almost extra deep. And I remember thinking like, is he trying to make his voice deep? That's literally what I was thinking in my head, because it was so deep. It was like, yeah, like this, like, yeah. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. You ain't gotta, I know my voice ain't that deep, but you ain't gotta try to, you know, like, I know you was tired. No, but, anyway, so he ended up asking me to cook for him. So I made like some spaghetti, pork chops, and whatever else I made. Cooked for him, he ate it, and then we kicked it a little bit more, and it was time for me to leave. Now, when I was leaving, I gave him a hug. Now, mind y'all, he was taller than me. He was taller than me, but I don't care. It's some tall women out there. Anyway, he was taller than me. He's probably like, yeah, he was like, yeah. Okay, so I'm 5'8". He had to be every bit of like 5'11". He was about 5'11", and I hugged him, and I'm like, his body is really soft. I'm not accusing nobody. Maybe, okay, men do got soft bodies, but you know, I ain't accusing nobody. We ain't gonna, hold on, pump your brakes. We ain't gonna judge there. We ain't gonna start there. Okay, so then I get home, boom. You know, we still texting, you know, kicking it. I'm not gonna lie, I really start liking him. Because like, at this point in time, I had just got out of a relationship with my ex at the time, and so did he. Or I thought, I ended up finding out that he was still talking to his ex-girlfriend, but like, they were just talking, like, anyway, that's besides the point. We continued texting, and I probably seen him twice after the first time, and we were like, you know, we were still just seeing each other, like nothing really popped off. We would just kick it. Then he met my mother on the fourth meeting. He met my mama. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm feeling you, like you met my mom's, like whatever, you know, cool, such and such. Boom. So he came to my spot, and we were just chilling in my room talking or whatever, blah blah blah. I remember he asked me to braid his hair. I braided his hair. Oh, I twisted it, my bad. I twisted his hair, and then he ended up spending the night that night. Now let me tell y'all, this is what took me out, okay? This is what took me out here. We were laying down, and I had not all my clothes was off, but I had on short and a wife beater, like a tank top. Yeah, and he had on some shorts, but he had on like 2 shirts and a tank top. But I thought it was a tank top, let me tell y'all, right? So, you know, me being me, I'm a flirt, you know, I'm gonna do whatever. Like, we sitting there chilling, watching our movie, laying down, cuddled up. Mind you, we still haven't kissed yet at all since I met the man. So I leaned up, like I'm laying on his chest. Well, I wasn't laying on his chest, I was like laying like his collarbone, like right here, right? I leaned up to kiss him, kissed him, good kiss. It's just, I just remember like everything was excessively soft as far as his skin, like really soft. Not trying to put anybody out there, not trying to, you know, jump the gun, but it was soft, like female, like soft, like, you know what I mean? Now this is what killed me. This is what took me out, y'all. You know, I'm touching on his body, and he kept stopping me, like, instantly, like, and I'm like, what's wrong? And he kept on saying it tickled. Okay, all right, okay. He playing, now, all right, now you playing your cards smart, okay. So, you know, me being me again, I kind of just lift his shirt up a little bit. Cause I'm not gonna lie, y'all, like, I was being nosy. I wasn't trying to seduce the man. I wasn't trying to have, you know, any sexual intercourse, but the way that he was acting, I felt like something was up. And I felt like he was hiding something, like a scar or something like that. That's literally what I thought. So me purposely being me, I'm like, I'm nosy, let me see what he hiding. And I probably shouldn't have violated Like, I probably shouldn't have pushed the issue, but I'm kind of glad I did. So let me tell y'all, this is what he was hiding. When I lift up his shirts, his two shirts that he had on, he hurry up and pulled them down, but I seen that he had on the tank top that I thought it wasn't a tank top. You know those compressor shirts that like compress, like how a lot of girls use to push their boobs like closer to their chest? It was one of those. Now, I'm not too familiar with them, but I'm familiar with them, like as far as I know what they look like. Like, I literally said, damn, your tank top tight as hell. He was like, oh no, it's not that. I was like, what is it? And he literally said, like, you know how you like when you got extra skin and you just want to like keep it. I said, extra skin? I'm like, what? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay. And then now I'm more curious because I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, so then he ended up telling me he used to be fat as a kid. Okay, didn't we all? So he showed me a picture of him from when he was 9 years old. And he was a little chunky. He wasn't fat though. He wasn't like Terrio. Ooh, kill him. Y'all, he was like just like a kid. You know how kids had a chubby face, and like you would have thought when he said said fat as a kid, you would thought he meant like, oh yeah, I was over 300 pounds and I just couldn't stop eating. No, like it wasn't. Anyway, then I start thinking like, even if you was a kid and you said you was fat at like 9, but then you started slimming down, like then you telling me like you go to the gym and stuff, like your body not gonna be, you know what I mean? Like your body not gonna be like, I'm not a fool. Okay, I'm not a fool. I don't want to feel like I'm thinking too much into it or that I was, but I'm not a fool. Your body not gonna be that like that no more. You see what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I let it go. 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 Anyway, I just let go of the issue. We finished the movie and he ended up leaving. He left. The next day we texted and he seemed a little off. Like off. I'm like, you okay? He was like, yeah. I'm like, so what's wrong? And he's like, nothing. I'm like, I'm like, was last night good? Like, you okay? He like, yeah, we was cool. I don't know. It's a personal matter, like personal issue. I said, well, what? Like, talk to me. Y'all, he would not tell me. He still did not tell me to this day. So I'm like, okay. I seen him one time after then and we went to go grab some food. That was it. And then he came back over the time after that and we was back at it. We was laying down in the bed, chilling, kissing, whatever. Like at this point, like we was really kissing, right? Now y'all, now correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm motherfucking wrong. I don't know about for y'all, but for me, when I'm kissing somebody and like I'm really kissing them, like I'm into it, like I'm like, my pita whacker is going to stand up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a natural thing for me. So he was touching all on me. I was touching all on him. Then I got down and I was like about to touch, like, you know, touch his little pita whacker. Y'all, why he kept stopping? So now I'm thinking like, do he not have one? And then I start thinking like, what's going on? Like, you know, like I was getting irritated because like what? So okay, I left that part of his body alone. I'm like, he really don't want me to touch that for some reason, whatever. It wasn't even hard. Like I don't even know what was there. I don't know if it was just skin. I don't know if it was like, you know, when you ever seen a Barbie doll naked and it's just nothing there. Like I don't know if it was that. Like what? Like what's going on? So I'm just focusing up top. I'm like, all right. So I'm just kissing him, kissing his neck, blah blah blah. And I lift his shirt up, and I think he was so into it that he kind of didn't care. I lift his shirt up, and he literally after I got like almost up here, he stopped me and was like, wait, I gotta tell you something. And I was like, what? And he was like, remember like last time I told you like I got extra skin? I'm like, yeah. He was like it's more to it. I'm like, what? He was like I have like extra skin around like here. I'm like, what you mean like extra skin? And he was like, because like I used to be fat, like I had extra skin. And I'm like, okay, like, but if I think if you would have extra skin right here, like you would have a stomach, you know, you would have a little extra skin on your stomach, or you know, like it, y'all, it just wasn't giving what I thought it was supposed to give. So I'm like I don't care, because at the time I really didn't. Like I'm like, okay, like you got a little man boob. Okay. He was like, no, like they bigger than man boobs. Like he was like I used to be fat. Y'all, literally when he said it's bigger than man boobs, I couldn't fathom. Like I was like, it's fine. And I told him, I'm like, hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. Y'all, I went to the bathroom. I ran downstairs in the basement and I went to the bathroom. I called my friend. I called my best friend at the time and I was telling her like, yo, like Alex is here and something weird is going on. She like, what? I'm like, bro, like I'm not trying to say what I'm trying to say, but like look, like I think he got this, he blah blah blah. And my friend like, oh my god, so is Alex really Alexa? And it's so funny because his actual name, like it flowed like that. Like it could be like a unisex name. Like if you chop off certain letters, it could be a unisex name. I'm like, no, maybe I'm tripping. She like, go upstairs and just try to like touch him again. I was like, but I don't want to violate. She was like, but you know, he shouldn't have brought himself over there if like he wasn't being honest, blah blah. I'm like, maybe I'm just tripping. So I go back upstairs and it was just awkward. It was really awkward because I'm like, I think this is a woman. Like I literally think this is a woman. This is a lady. This is a lady. A nice young lady. Like, what the frick? So I get back upstairs and I'm back at it. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just take one for the team. I gotta find out. So I'm kissing him. And then I get back down to the chest and he just like, yeah, no, he was like, no, let's just chill. Let's just chill. Right, okay. I say, all right, whatever. I'm still examining shit though. Like I'm paying attention to everything. Like I'm looking at his hands. His hands were small and soft and female like. His face didn't have like jaw structure. It was like, y'all, I just can't. Like thinking about this now, this is scary. So now my jaw. So he spent the night that night, right? So this would be the first time that he ever spent the night. When we woke up in the morning, you know how your voice is raspy and like extra deep? Why was his voice like, it was high. It was higher than usual. Like I told y'all, he has a deep voice. So his voice was like, it literally went like 4 tones up. And then he cleared his throat and was like, good morning. So what we doing today? what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? That's what I wanted to say, like, what's going on? Like, and then I was scared to tell my mama, cause like, y'all know like how the gay lifestyle to like a parent is always a lot anyway. I didn't want her thinking like I was into this type of thing, like, you know, like, cause you can tell a parent one thing, but they gonna take off and run with what they see and what they believe. So me telling her like, Ma, I think this is a girl, she probably gonna think I'm really trying to break the ice and tell her like, yeah, Ma, like I like girls that used to be boys, or boys that used to be girls, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I just like, oh my god. Anyway, I just couldn't do it. I told him I was busy today, which I wasn't busy that day, but I just had to kind of collect my thoughts and get myself together, because I'm like, so he got home and I remember asking him like, you want to swap nudes? And he like, oh, I really don't take nudes, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, me either, but like I'm willing to, like, you know, we talking and stuff. And he was like, all right, I'll send some nudes when I get home. And I'm like, I thought you was home already. He was like, yeah, I just walked in, but I just left out. How you just walked in but you just left out? Like, I just said, okay, whatever. So we was still texting. It was just like common conversation, but later on that day I could tell like he was hoping that I didn't bring it back up. I end up just mentioning it again, like, what's up, like, do you want to swap nudes? And he's like, oh yeah, I got you. I'm like, okay. It still took him an hour to send something, right? He's in the mirror. He took a picture of him in the mirror. He covered like the area, like you couldn't see nothing but just like hair, and then like his top half he still had a shirt on. So I'm like, okay. I said, send something else. He's like, all right, hold on, I gotta take it. And then he sent a video and it was of a penis, but like I couldn't tell like if it was his or not, you know what I mean? Like, you could have got a video from anywhere, and then it had so many filters on it, like, yo, I was so, this is so crazy even just thinking about it still. Anyway, he asked me to send, you know, I wasn't gonna be bogus. I ended up sending one. Anyway, so after all of that, I was still thinking so hard, y'all. I got on Google and I started Googling like his name, but like with like the female version of it. So like Alex, Alexa, and then I would put his middle and his last name to see if something popped up. I didn't find anything, but it was weird. Like, I should have asked to see his ID. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Maybe he just really was self-conscious about his body. You know, some people, you do have people like that. And then of course it's people like me who don't fucking get it, and I just make it worse. But I mean, I don't know, y'all. Cause I really liked him, and it ended up not working out for some reason. Like, I think he was still really like talking to his ex-girlfriend, but like we would talk, and then I just would see that the conversation got dull, and he told me like he never talked to a guy before, and it was something new, and it was weird. I was like, okay. So I let it go, and I was like, well, we could still be cool. And he was like, yeah. And then we literally talked for maybe like a week after that, and never heard from him again. So I don't know, it was a lot. It was weird, it was different, and I don't know. But no, we did not have sexual intercourse. We didn't do any of that. The most we did was kiss and probably hug. Wait, I forgot this part as well. His grandmother used to be very, 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 very protective over him. Like, so protective. It was like you can't trust people, you gotta blah, blah, blah. Like, I remember hearing a conversation over the phone one time while he was in my bathroom, and the grandma was on the phone, and she's like, where are you? Blah, blah, blah. He was like, my grandma, I'm at my friend's house. She was like, have I ever met this person? Is it a girl? Is it a boy? And he was like, it's a boy. Like, I'm okay. And she start going in, and she's like, you didn't tell me this. You have to be careful. You know, you can't trust everybody, and you know, people might not understand certain things and blah blah. Like, she was going on a rant. Like, first off, I could hear through the wall because the closet, so my closet at the time when I stayed with my mom, the closet was right next door to the bathroom. Like, it was like, you know how you in your room and then you walk into your closet, like it was right there in the bathroom, and then you could hear because the wall was really thin. So yes, I went in the closet and I put my ear to thing, and I remember him like trying to like whisper like, okay grandma, like okay, I'm fine, like, and I'm like, maybe she's just overprotective, but I don't know. Like, I see a lot of grandmas being overprotective about, like, I don't know, like I could see his grandma being overly protective because he might be a girl, but I don't know. I really hope y'all don't look at me a certain way. It's just I don't know, y'all. Like, I don't know. Even if he was a girl, he was fine. I still would have kissed him. No, I don't know. But yeah, that was my story time. Not much happened other than just me thinking that he was a girl. That was it. But you know, I don't want y'all to think like I got a problem with, you know, that, like, from anything that stems from that or that has anything to do with that, like transgender or you know, maybe you just whatever it is. Like, I don't have a problem with that at all. Like, you know, I love everybody. I definitely do. It's just when in that situation it threw me off guard because that wasn't like, let's say that he is a girl, or whatever, like, or you know, was a girl in past life and is a guy now or whatever. It's just that wasn't what was presented like to me. You see what I mean? Like what was presented to me was a guy that I was getting to know, and then I start seeing information or seeing certain things that kind of made me a little bit curious, like, are you this, are you that, blah blah blah, you know. So no issue with anybody, love everybody, but that just wasn't what was presented to me, so it just caught me off guard a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that, because I don't want y'all thinking like I have a problem with, you know, transgender girls or transgender guys. I don't. But thank y'all for watching my YouTube video. I love y'all so much. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, click that bell on the side so that you can be notified. Make sure that you tell a friend or two, because it is good for you. I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all in my next YouTube video. Bye.